We're back with Bob Cornelius. We're talking about the state of Republican Party nationally and locally. So when we went for break, we're talking about immigration. What, in your opinion, do you think the Republican Party has to do as far as immigration to overcome I know the Gang of Eight is working on the immigration,
right?
And if that's going to help a lot,
right?
Aside from that, what would you have to do as far as the Republican Party to attract the Latino vote?
No, I would change the tone. I think a lot of times we put people up on camera that sound angry, sound harsh. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the Republican Party, you know, we have Hispanic governors, Brian Sandoval in Nevada, mm-hmm. our own Susana Martinez here in New Mexico, to be representatives. You know, if you know why, you know, Susana gave a speech at the National Convention why she became a Republican. She was a Democrat. She became a Republican. And she needs to take that message out and say, you know, we agree on, you know, we believe in a strong national defense. We believe, you know, in social values and things like that. And, you know, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, those kinds of things. And sometimes it's a messenger, you know. You know, if I was to go to Compton, California, people, you know, wouldn't take me seriously. If we have surrogates and stuff that will go out and talk to local neighborhoods, I think it would help the party tremendously if we used, you know, all the resources that we have, you know, candidates across the United States, local people, our Lieutenant Governor John Sanchez, great personal story about being in poverty, starting his own business, became a very successful man, and now Lieutenant Governor. Mm-hmm. It's a great story. People love that story. They love John Sanchez. You know, have him go out. I think he's going to be in Oklahoma in a few days, talking to the Hispano Chamber there. And recruiting candidates. We've got to recruit candidates that appeal to the folks. And without a doubt, that's what we've got to do.
Yeah, because throughout the years, I noticed that your attraction with the Hispanic voters, Latino voters, has diminished quite a bit. Now you all are trying to revive that.
Right.
And I think I think you can do it. I think it needs a little bit more time. But when you heard this Alaskan congressman made these comments regarding migrant workers, that doesn't help.
Right.
It helps in short term raising the money.
Well, and you think in Alaska, the percentage of, you know, minorities in Alaska is very small. And, you know, when we have people talking about issues that they don't understand, it gets us in trouble. We've got to, like I said, elevate.
Why do you think they make these comments? Why do you think? I mean, he's a congressman, right? I mean,
well,
why come out with such a...
I mean, it's hard. It's, you know, with the 24/7 media, you're bound to get caught picking your nose or doing something wrong, and that's it. You know, in a heated debate, conversation back and forth, sometimes people will say things maybe that they don't mean, maybe that they didn't intend to say in that way, or maybe they used a word that they don't understand is derogatory in other cultures. It's just the way it is. I mean, everybody's had that moment, and I think we've just got to be better prepared in our statements and what we're saying and the presentations we're giving, and move forward from there.
I think coming back to New Mexico, how do you feel governor is doing?
I think the governor's doing well. I think the session went very well for her. I think it could have gone worse for her. I think 2014 will be a good year for her. That, you know, just like you were talking about Hillary Clinton earlier, the Democrats are having a hard time finding somebody to run against Governor Martinez. Governor Martinez has got mid-60s popularity. And,
very popular.
Very popular. And like I said, she'll be hard to beat. I think we've got a great ticket in Governor Martinez, Lieutenant Governor John Sanchez. And they appeal to a broad base of folks. And like I said, if we keep recruiting candidates like that, we'll be doing good in 2014 and 2016 as well.
So you're pretty comfortable with the way the governor has handled everything?
I think so. And like I said, sometimes there's some issues. I mean, I don't agree with her on everything. There's some issues I don't agree with, but I think overall she's done good. I think, you know, I wish New Mexico's economy was booming a little better, but, you know, the country is not booming the way it should be either. And so I think, you know, this session, there were some bills that were passed that will positively affect our economy, and I think we'll see the effects of that in the coming years.
Did you look at the last budget that was passed?
I did.
You read? There was an issue in the last minute. There, 35 pages where a lot of the
the tax bill is going to be interesting to see. It put the onus back on some of these cities on the taxes. That's going to affect Albuquerque, I think, $250 million over the next couple of years. It's going to be hard to balance that out and put the onus on the taxpayers back in the cities and the counties, away from the state level.
Did you read the 35 pages?
I haven't read it all. I've tried to read some of it. You know, and I agree. You know, you hate to be in that situation where you're passing a bill with the last 5 minutes in the legislature. I would love all of the legislators to read these bills thoroughly and kind of see what's the pro and the con. You know, they were up there for 60 days. They could have got this done 10 days earlier, 20 days earlier.
And it came down to the last minute.
Came down to the last minute, and I think that's unfortunate. I think New Mexico, you know, can sometimes suffer in those ways. I think the legislature, you know, in the first couple of weeks, they gavel in for a couple hours and then they leave. You know, if you're going to be up there 60 days, work for 60 days. Let's get these bills. I mean, there's no reason why in the first month you can't pass a lot of these bills. They've talked about them in the off year in the committees. Let's get these bills in, and if they're good for New Mexico, let's get them passed and up to the governor.
Coming back into the city, Mayor Richard Berry, pretty high approval.
He is.
And I know he's. You have Pete Dinelli as a current challenge. I'm not sure if there's others throwing in their hat.
Mm-hmm.
You comfortable with the mayor? You think he's?
I'm comfortable with the mayor overall. You know, there were issues I think at APD. I think those are being addressed, and you know, Chief Schultz is resigning this summer, and I think with him out of the picture, there's really not too much to attack the mayor on. Economy could be a little better, but like I said, the economy could be better in a lot of places, and I think the mayor has a plan, the city council has a plan, and we'll see. The city council will have a bunch of different faces, I think, in the coming year. And so we'll see how the new city council and the mayor work together. Any
favorites on the city council? You have any?
Dan Lewis is my favorite city councilor. He's not my city councilor, but he's my favorite city councilor, and I think he's got a bright future ahead of him as well.
The mayor ran on safety and security, and then just recently I was watching the newspaper, Journal was reporting the crime went up by 5%. Do you think that's going to hurt him in any way?
You know,
I know it's not a big, huge thing there,
yeah,
but 5% is 5%.
It depends on what crimes. You know, some crime has gone down. There's other crimes that have gone up, and I think, like I said, the economy affects that too. You know, crime rates go up when you're struggling to eat. People are breaking into houses to find food. They're breaking in cars to look for money or something to pawn at the pawn shop to feed their kids. And so, I mean, it's kind of, you know, there's a balance there that you have to work with, and sometimes, you know, we're doing the best. I know they're doing the best they can, and if they could catch every criminal, they would. So,
I think that you're right about the economy being bad and the crime rate reflecting the economy overall. Right. Overall, I think the mayor did a pretty good job, in my opinion. I think he had a lot of work ahead of him and stuff. We'll see what happens. And I know it's going to get pretty heated there in the next few months.
Yeah, it'll pick up, definitely. Pete Dinelli is a good candidate, too.
Yes.
And so.
I want to thank you for coming in. And
thanks for having me.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. And we'll have you back again, okay?
All right, great. Thanks for having me.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. And, okay, so.